This is Cheyenne Valentine back today again with a new episode. Today's episode, I want to do a video about a topic. Someone requested this. I'm just gonna throw it out here. I think this is a black male that wanted me to answer this question. So the question is, can you do a video explaining why underline the word most black women get mad whenever they see a black dude whom they're not even attracted to with a white woman? I feel that unless they were already attracted to him, or if he was a close relative, then they should not care who he dates. Yet no one bats an eye when black women are dating white men. This is something that I've never understood, and I would like for you to discuss this topic. Thanks for sending me this question. Okay, first of all, a couple things I want to point out. When you say yet no one bats an eye when black women are dating white men, that is not true. So this lets me know that this person's probably a black male who dates white women, which is great. I'm for interracial dating. I'm for same race dating, however you want to say it. I'm for people dating people that they love, long as it's not an underage person, or you're not raping animals or molesting children. Date whoever makes you happy, whether it's the same gender, whether the person's a different race than you. So let's break this down. The reason why I know this person is possibly a black male who dates white women, because if they was a black woman who dated white men, they would know this is not true. Meaning, when this person said, yet no one bats an eye when black women are dating white men, who are you referring to? Oh, I have seen it firsthand where people bat an eye when black women date white men. Do you know who do not like seeing black women with white men? Some white women and some black men. That's who. I'm going to give you a prime example. I remember working at this one job years ago, and it was a black girl there. She was talking to a white guy. And I remember all the black men were upset. They were going to her friend, asking the friend why was her friend talking to that white guy. They were like, all these black guys that work here, why is she talking to that white dude? What she thinks she doing? They was mad. It got so bad that the black guys was coming up to the white dude saying, why is she talking to you? Then they were coming up to the black woman. I remember one day we were standing next to each other, and they came up to her saying, do you like black guys? And she like, well, yeah. And they was like, oh, I guess they just assumed she didn't because she was talking to the white guy. I remember rumor had got these black guys were so upset about this that it had got, so at this particular job, this was like when I was like damn near 20, it was different shifts, and so it had got back to another shift. So let's say it was A, B, C, and D shift. The black man on A shift started talking to the black man on B shift and telling them that, oh, the black girl on A shift is dealing with the white boy. So I just want to let you know that people do bat an eye, okay, when black women date white men. But the reason why you probably don't feel they do is because, drum roll, you don't see as many black women dating white men as you see white women dating black men. So and then you're probably a black guy, so you wouldn't know about the opposite. Like, the only thing you're probably dealing with black women and white men that do not like your union. You're not seeing what black women and white men have to go through dealing with black men and white men not liking their union. Okay. And so there's a lot of black women who could tell you, won't you, if you can find a black woman that's in an interracial relationship with a white guy, won't you ask her experience? Has there been any weird looks? Have anyone said anything to her? And I'm pretty sure someone has looked at her weird or said something, and it probably was a black guy or a white woman. So I just want to let you know, this is I don't know why you think this. It's probably because you're a black guy and you don't know the experience of a black woman dating a white guy. But I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm going to confirm for you and let you know that is not true. People do bat an eye when they see a black woman and a white guy. You don't see that because you're not a black woman dating a white guy. So you don't know what they go through. And two, you probably see more black men dating white women. So let's get to that. You said, can you do a video explaining why most black women, let's underline the word most. How can you say it's most black women? How do you know it's most black women? See, I always say some. In my videos, I try my best to say some black men this or some black men that, because I don't want to say most. For the most part, I have said most in certain cases. I've definitely said most about certain things, but I try my best to stay away from that word. And if I have said most in my videos, let me make a correction. I meant some, because I don't want to say most, because I don't know most people in the world. So I don't like to say most, but You probably said most because maybe your experience, if you're a black guy dating a white girl, or you could be a white girl that dates black guys or whatever. But you're probably the person in an interracial dating that consists of a white woman and a black guy. So from your perspective, maybe most of the black women that you have encountered have an attitude or look at you weird or whatnot. So you want to know why they do this when the black dude, they're not even attracted to him. And also, if he's not a close relative, why do they care? First of all, how do you know they're not attracted to him? They could be attracted to him. They could not. You don't know. Did you ask them? Was they attracted to the black guy in this interracial couple? Also, I get what you're saying. They're not a close relative. Why do they care? Okay, let me explain something. This is not a black woman problem. This is a human being problem. Okay, a lot of human beings are racist. Okay, it doesn't matter what gender or race, whether you're a white guy, white woman, black guy, Asian woman, Hispanic guy. Most people tend to, how the society set up, we're all humans, right? We could procreate together and everything, but the society is rather racist. So a lot of times people tend to so-called cling to their own race and not interracially date as much. The interracial dating has went up tremendously. It's going to keep going up. I mean, eventually you probably won't even be one particular race anymore because there's that much mixing going on, which is fine. I mean, I like seeing the different races. I like seeing the mixed races. I also like seeing the same race. I like all the varieties or whatever, but anyway. So this is not just a black woman problem. The reason why you're probably singling out black women is because you're experiencing it from black women. Because you might be either a white woman or a black guy who's in an interracial relationship. So you're seeing it from that perspective. But won't you ask a person who's of another gender or race, what's their experience been interracial dating? I guarantee you, let's say if you have a black woman dating a white guy, they're probably, if you ask them their experience, they're probably going to tell you, well, you know, some white girls and some black guys, you know, act weird towards them. Or if you have an interracial couple with an Asian guy and a white girl, they're probably going to say white guys and Asian girls give them funny looks. Or if you have an Asian girl with a white guy, they might say, well, yeah, Asian guys and white girls give us funny looks. I think you all follow me. I hope I said that right. So this is experience for everybody. Anybody who's in an interracial relationship, I guarantee you they're going to get flack from the opposite gender of the same race. I promise you that. Okay, so like I said, you possibly are a black male or a white woman who is in an interracial relationship. And so I'm just going to say, I'm going to pretend like you're a black guy. I'm just going to say you're a black guy. You might not be, but I think you're a black guy. I'm going to go with that. So should the black women care? Let's get to this. No, but this is not a black woman issue. This is a people issue. Now, you might ask, why would a person, because you got to rephrase this question when you bring this to me, because I know this is not a black woman issue. Okay. I remember watching Tyra, and it was these white guys on stage saying how they like to date Asian women. And this Asian man was so damn upset. He was very upset. Now, you might say the same question to him. Why is it that this Asian man is mad that this white guy is with this Asian woman when this Asian woman is not related to that Asian guy? She's not a close relative, and he might not even be attracted to her. I'm going to explain to you why human beings. It's not a black woman issue. This is a people issue, a human being issue. So let's take an Asian guy, let's say, and he sees a white guy and an Asian girl walking down the street. Now, the reason why he might have a problem with that, even though she's not his close relative, and even though he might not even find her attractive, the reason why he might have an issue is because the way this is a human issue. I'm going to repeat this again. How human beings think. Everybody wants to be desired. Everybody wants to feel desired. I don't care if you're male, female, black, white, Asian, purple, green. Everybody wants to feel desired. And for some reason, when people look like us, we feel, when someone's the same gender and race as us, we feel more of a similarity to them. We feel more like this person's like us. We feel we can relate because we look alike, right? So when he sees this white guy, this Asian girl, even though this Asian girl might not even be that attractive to him, what he sees is that someone that looked like him didn't get picked. He sees that in this couple, in this situation, he wasn't, a guy that looked like him wasn't picked. And then the fact that the woman in the situation looks like him, but just is she's just the opposite gender, but she's the same race as him. She did not pick the person that looked like him. And so there's a sense of feeling when people see an interracial couple and they're not represented in that couple, and the person of the opposite gender but same race is represented in that couple, it makes them feel like, I know this sounds strange, like they were left out. And then too, I think some people feel ownership over people of the same race, that's the opposite gender, if they're heterosexual. They feel a sense of ownership. They shouldn't feel that way, but they feel a sense of ownership. And so they feel like they're entitled to this person. And so in their mind, when they see this couple, they didn't get represented. They wasn't, someone that looked like them didn't get picked. And what makes it sting, so let's just say, now you might say, well, what's wrong with them not getting picked? I mean, there's plenty Asian women out here dating Asian men. So why would he care if that particular Asian woman didn't pick a guy that looked like him? Because I think people feel a sense of ownership over people of the same, people that are of the same race but of the opposite gender. They feel a sense of ownership. Now, it takes a person who's very strong-minded and mature and evolved to not feel like that. So just to answer your question, if you expect most black women to not get mad when they see a black guy with a white girl, you're sadly mistaken. When that happens, then that's going to happen across the board. Then when black men see black women with white guys, they're not going to get mad. And then when Asian men see Asian girls with white guys, they won't get mad. You see, this is not just about, I get tired of people always try to put it on black women. Only people that say black women have a problem with interracial dating are the ones who have to, deal with black women, or black women getting them dirty looks. And it's usually probably a black guy with a white girl, a black guy with an Asian girl, a black guy with a Hispanic girl. But we don't ask the other interracial couples, like a Hispanic guy with a black girl. Ask them about, do they get dirty looks? I'm pretty sure they do. Do they get hate? And I'm pretty sure they get hate from Hispanic women and black guys. Okay. See, this type of behavior is not black women related. This is human being related. Once you get that through your head, you can understand that there's nothing you can do about it. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're a black guy dating a white girl, you're probably going to keep getting black women, quote unquote, hate on you or look at you weird, and you're going to probably keep getting white guys is going to do it too, because they are those are the two groups that's going to be probably upset about your union. Same, we reverse. If there's a black woman and a white guy, and I'll repeat this again, they get just as much hate. It's just you don't see those couples as much. That's the only difference. You don't see as many black women with white men as you see white women with black men. That's the only freaking difference. But take that difference away, they both get it. So I'm gonna give you a homework assignment. I want you. And do this in a very gentle way, though, not to offend the person. If you see a black woman and a white guy, ask them, can you talk to them? You're in an interracial relationship, but you just had a couple questions. Ask them, have they got, weird stares, have people act weird towards them, disrespected them, and ask them the gender and race of them. I know a couple on YouTube, it's a black girl and a white guy, and they lived in Austin, Texas. They had to move out of Austin because Austin is majority white, and they said the people were down there were so racist that it was times they would go into the restaurant and they wouldn't even want to serve them. They would take them 20 minutes to walk over there and take their order. They didn't want to see them, they didn't like seeing that black guy with that white girl. They didn't like seeing that white guy with that black girl. So she's black, she's black and he's white. And they were going to restaurants in Austin. And usually, let's think about it. Most time, the person that's waiting on you is usually a waitress, a woman. These were white women that did not want to serve them. And I'm pretty sure the white guys had a problem with it too. It's not as many black males in Austin, but there's some. But I think the problems mainly came from the whites. Because some white people have an elitist type attitude, the men and the women. Some white people don't like seeing interracial dating. I think a lot of them don't. So, because they want to keep their race, quote unquote, pure. So I think you need to think about this from different perspectives. It's not a black woman issue. This is all human. Most human beings I know act like what you're talking about. They can see someone in an interracial relationship that's the opposite gender of them but the same race, and if that person's dating someone of another race, then they'll feel slighted even though this person's not a relative of theirs, and even though they're not even attracted to that person. And I want to talk about when you said most, that's kind of funny to me, but until we as a human race evolve out of racism and understand we're all the human race, people are going to keep experiencing this from the opposite gender of the same race if they're in an interracial relationship. So if it's a black woman, a white guy, she's probably going to experience it with white women and black men. If it's a black guy and a white girl, he's probably going to experience it with black women and white guys. I'm just telling you how it is. If it's an Asian guy and a white girl, it's probably going to be he's probably going to experience it with an Asian girl and a white guy. Like, and just keep reversing it. And ask anybody, and you can go up to any interracial couple, just ask them about their experiences and have they got any dirty looks or hate or people treating them differently. And then if they say yes, ask them what was the gender and race of these people. I guarantee it's going to be the opposite gender of the same race. So please don't just put this on black women. Okay. So black women are just like any other human being. They have that feeling of probably ownership over the person, the opposite gender of the same race, which would be black males in their case. And they probably feel slighted when they see the interracial couple and they're not represented in that couple, which makes them feel less desirable. Now, let's take it a step further with black women. I think as a black woman, I can say what makes it worse, because all human beings seem to deal with this when they see an interracial couple and when someone of the opposite gender of the same race is in that couple and, and they're not picked. I feel like they already feel some kind of way anyway, because like I said, we're not as evolved. Human beings have not evolved yet to the level of seeing that we're all the same race. Okay. Like I said, I look at us as, anyway, I'm gonna get to that in a second, but I think with black women, on top of them being a human and feeling like that anyway, I think what makes them even more angry is that you keep having black men coming out saying how they don't like black women, talking about their weed, talking about their hair, weaving hair, the same thing, talking about their weight, talking about this, talking about that, but yet never addressing the undesirable things about black men. Okay, so you got them bashing the hell out of black women. So, and then you have, on top of that, you got black men saying how white women are better and this and that. So yeah, on top of her being a human, and all the humans, for the most part, not all, but a lot of the humans are exhibiting the same mentality when they see someone of the opposite gender of the same race interracially dating. They have this certain feeling of ownership over them, and they feel maybe insecure because their gender and race wasn't picked. And that couple, or their gender and race is not represented in that couple, they're gonna already feel a certain kind of way, a lot of people. And then with black women, they're already hearing black men saying white women are better, black women ain't shit, excuse my language, and saying these negative things about black women. So it's basically throwing fuel on a fire. It's almost it's making it worse. It's making their feelings already worse because they're already talking shit about them, saying how white women are better, saying how they're not good enough. And then now they're seeing a physical example of that to almost like a dagger. So it might be black women might have a little bit extra anger, but then at the same time, Asian men might too, because I think people say Asian men are not that desirable and stuff like that. So, but take the extra anger out of it. All races of people of all genders, not every single person, but this type of mentality where they have a problem with seeing someone of the opposite gender but of the same race in an interracial relationship, they usually have those feelings. And like I said, I've seen it with black women and white men. I've seen it with white women and white women, with Asian women and white guys, and I've seen it with black guys and white girls. I've seen it with all different combinations. So please, when you say most black women, as if black women of all the interracial couples are the only ones that will have a problem with seeing a black guy with a white girl. So nobody has a problem with seeing black women with white men. Oh, I know that's a goddamn lie. I can prove it to you on YouTube. Don't they call black women who date white men or men outside of their race bed wenches? Don't they call them bed wenches? Is there a name for black men who date white women? I'll wait. Is there a name that black women have came up with to call a black man that dates white women? That name doesn't exist. Because we really don't we don't care as much as y'all think we care. Okay? Because we would have came out with a name, bed buck or something to call y'all, but we're not that. And this is the thing with black men, when I don't understand. Some of them, I ain't gonna say most, like you said, most black women. I'm not gonna say most. Some black men have a problem with black women dating white men, but they would praise a black guy that dates a white woman, encourage it, but then they'll get enraged when they see a black woman with a white guy and then call her a bed wench. Look at Tarina. His wife is biracial. I know she's not all the way white, but she's biracial. But he's cool with her. He even told black men they should date biracial women who have a white mother and a black father. So he's for interracial dating with a black guy and a white woman, but he calls black women bed wenches who date white men. You don't hear that's not hypocritical to you? Let me also go dig further into this. How I also can prove that people, okay, so it's like this. People have a problem when they see, not all people, but some people have a problem when they see someone of the opposite gender of the same race in a interracial relationship. Because like I said, that person, they feel ownership over that person, even though they don't know them, and they feel that's number one. Number two, they feel like they didn't get chosen, not them personally, but a person that looked like them did not get chosen, because they identify with someone who's of the same gender and the same race. Okay, now follow me. And let's reverse it. When a person, haven't you noticed when, let's say a black guy sees a white girl and a black guy, he might smile at them? Or haven't you noticed if you see a black girl and a white guy, the black girl might smile at her or look at the couple? You see how it goes in reverse? It's because, and the reverse part of it is when someone sees someone of the same gender and race in a interracial relationship, depending on how they mind work, they feel almost like they kind of give them a smile. They kind of like it. Have you ever asked yourself that question? I'll give you a couple examples. I was looking at some real estate videos, and this one guy interviewed a couple. The couple happened to be a black guy and a white lady. They were married. They was giving out some really good information. They were real estate agents. Underneath the comments, people were saying, oh, great information. It was a black guy underneath the comments. This is what he says. He says, oh, beautiful couple. I guarantee you, on my grandmother's grave, if that was a beautiful black woman and a handsome white guy, that black guy would not get underneath that comment section and say beautiful couple. You want to know why? Because in that scenario, if it was a black woman and a white guy, he would not be represented. Because once again, he feels ownership over this black woman in a sense because she's the same race, and that's number one. Number two, she picked a white guy, so she didn't pick someone that looked like him. So that's going to make him feel, I know it sounds weird, a level of insecurity that somebody that looks like him did not get picked. So let's reverse it. He sees this white woman and this black guy. He's like, beautiful couple. You want to know why he feels they're a beautiful couple? Because that makes him, he feels he can identify with the black guy. Here's someone of the same gender and same race that's interracially dating. He feels like almost like he got chosen. It makes him feel like people that look like him are desired. They're desired by not only his own race, but most importantly, they're desired by another race of person. That's how human beings think. It's not a black woman thing. It's not a black man thing. It's not a white woman thing. It's not a white man thing. It's a human thing. We have to evolve out of that. Once again, give you another example. I was researching the O.J. Simpson thing, and this woman looked about 90 years old. She was talking about when OJ and Nicole Simpson, I think that was her name, was together. May she rest in peace. And this is a white woman. She says when OJ and Nicole would come into an establishment, people would say, oh, look how beautiful they are. She said people would drop their forks and just stare at them. This is a white woman saying this. I guarantee you, if that was a black woman, she would not have said, oh, when Nicole and OJ walked through the door, people just thought about how beautiful they were. You want to know why? Because if that was a black woman, in that couple, that white woman doesn't represent her. Her and that white woman does not look alike. Okay, and therefore she might feel a sort of ownership over that black guy, even though she doesn't know him. And that couple symbolizes that, okay, that she's not being chosen. Someone that looked like her is not being chosen. And not only are they not being chosen, they're not even being chosen by someone that's of the same gender. Okay, let me repeat this again. If a black woman seen Nicole and OJ coming through the door, she's not most likely going to say, oh, what a beautiful couple, and they were so strikingly beautiful, because the woman a person that looks like her is not being represented in that couple. It's a white woman and a black guy. So she might, number one, feel ownership over the black guy, feel he should pick a black woman, and number two, the white woman doesn't represent her. So for her, it's saying, okay, well, a woman that looks like me is not even being chosen by a man that's of the same race. Just like a white guy. If a white guy was sitting there, you think he would have bragged about, you know, how good Nicole and OJ Simpson look together? No, because he feels probably ownership over the white woman. Feels like, okay, she should pick a guy that looks like me, a white guy of her same race. And he probably feels OJ doesn't represent me. We're not of the same race. So that's almost making him feel insecure, saying that number one, someone that looks like him did not get picked, did not get chosen, which makes him feel like he's undesirable. And then it's saying, okay, someone that is of the same race but the opposite gender did not even pick someone that looks like me. What the hell? Okay, so the reason why that white woman thought that OJ and Nicole looked so beautiful coming into the building, because Nicole, she felt a connection to Nicole. Nicole is a white woman like her. Nicole, it's almost like he picked her. I know that sounds weird. That's how people think. I see this all the time. Whenever there's a black guy and a white girl, you always will have a white girl talking about how good the couple look, or you have a black guy saying how good the couple look. If there's a black woman and a white guy, you always have a black woman say how good the couple look, or a white guy saying how good the couple look. Ask yourself why. I want you to think about this. Listen to how I broke this down. This is not a black woman thing. This is not a black guy thing. This is not a white guy thing. This is not a white woman thing. This is a human thing. This is a human issue that we all need to evolve from. Don't just put it on black women.